The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 776. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have an amazing lady on the show today. She is a fit mom who embraces motherhood and girl power, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Dipali Patel. Dipali, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Absolutely. So my name's Dipali. Professionally, I'm the owner of the Coder School in Cerritos. This is a school where we teach young students how to write computer software. But on a personal level, I'm a 40-year-old divorced single mom with two great boys, but I live in a complicated culture that has a hard time accepting strong women. We're usually told that our value is immeasurable without a man, or that you have to live with limitations due to age. I prove that to be untrue daily. I'm a fitness lover, marathoner, and my own business owner. But I'm definitely not an expert on any of this. In fact, I'm still learning. So through my social media content, I usually try to provide insightful content on life, fitness, nutrition, wellness, and most importantly, the importance of mental health and stress awareness.
Thanks for sharing that. And Dipali, what's your cultural background?
I'm 100% Indian, specifically Gujarati, and I am honored to be a part of the South Asian community full of strong, successful women. Growing up, I've always seen and heard a lot of gender inequalities. Although my parents never treated my sister and I any different from my brother, I was always exposed to it all around me, especially through my adult life. So as the world is evolving, I aim to empower women to break the cultural stereotypes and break the inequalities and create new standards of the modern woman.
Thanks for sharing that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
So I have two, both by Oprah Winfrey. One is, think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. But my favorite is, it is confidence in our bodies, minds, and spirits that allows us to keep looking for new adventures.
Thanks for sharing those great quotes. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence to me is not letting the opinions and thoughts of others affect how we feel about ourselves, when really our own opinion is the only one that matters the most. It's being confident about yourself, your worth, and what you are doing. I feel that self-confidence is knowing that you are much more than the negativity eluded from others, and to just be yourself and really own it. I feel that it's also about learning what we went through in our past and using that to shape our future, and to step out of the cultural norms, stereotypes, and break barriers to help shape a newer perception of what strong women are today.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Dipali, what was your life like before you discovered self-confidence?
Before I discovered my own self-confidence, I always doubted my own abilities. I had a little or no self-worth, and I was surrounded by people who hindered my growth. I let all of that hold me back from how I truly felt and was capable of.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something we all go through, especially as Asian women, right? We always feel like we doubt ourselves, or we always feel like we're not good enough, not realizing that we're more than enough to go out there and do what we love. And it was that point in your life when you realized you can go out there and be who you are today. What was that aha moment?
So unfortunately, it was about 5 years ago when my dad passed away. Growing up, my dad was my number one fan and cheerleader. He kept pushing me to be more and never letting anything stop me from my goals. But it wasn't until he passed away that I came to the realization that it was me and I was the only one responsible for my own journey.
Thanks for sharing that. And it's, a big realization when we realize it's up to us to create our destiny, to go out there and live our best life, right? Once we realize it's up to us, we'll go out there and take whatever action we take. Sometimes we probably don't know what the heck we're doing, but as women, we can always figure it out along the way, because that's life. Life doesn't give you a manual. So, you just go out there and figure things out. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we can find a solution, or we can just course correct along the way. And because of that, what's your life been like now?
So, I mean, it's been like a whole new world. I felt like I was living in a fog for so long that I didn't even know what clear skies look like. The weight off my shoulders and I mean, the weight from my shoulders and head was completely lifted. I left a toxic relationship that wasn't really just affecting me, but it was infecting everyone in it. I wasn't able to focus on myself. I was able to be a better person for really the most important people in my life, which are my kids.
Thanks for sharing that. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you'd give to her?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of women in our culture that are going through this. And one of the things that it took me a while to get to this point was listening to my gut. You have to listen to your gut intuition. It's a funny thing, and it usually steers you in the right direction. If someone or something is holding you back from being the best version of yourself, you have to have that courage to walk away from it. And, also don't be scared to take chances on yourself. I mean, you're worth the fight. So, fight on.
Thanks for sharing those great tips. And yeah, I know as women, we're so afraid of using our intuition, but we have to realize the only person who knows us is us, right? Like your
Absolutely.
Intuition is telling you something, and sometimes it may not look, how you pictured it. And it could be the total opposite of what you pictured it, but it will always steer you in the right direction. So yeah, it's a great way to practice our confidence. And it's just, trusting our gut and our ability to go out there and do something great. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do and check out some of your work, is there any links to your social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, absolutely. So on my Instagram, I'm at a-of-dip. That's at ADASHOFDIP. You can also follow me professionally at the Coder School _Cerritos. That's also on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. But yeah, we'd be happy to connect. And, I do like to reach out personally to anyone that messages me. And, I'm here to talk, vent, or, provide any insight that I possibly can.
Thanks for sharing that. To our listeners, if you want to connect with Dipali, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Dipali's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Dipali today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Dipali.
Thank you, Sheena. I think what you're doing is wonderful. And I actually look forward to your podcast and, get to know some great women around us.
Thanks again, and I really appreciate you being on the show today. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free self-talk tape for building self-confidence by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.